Let's get this out of the way. Jeffrey Dahmer is not someone you learn from. He's someone history filed under never again. And that's what makes him disturbingly fascinating. Because if you strip away the horror, you find something else underneath the machinery of discipline. The psychology of ritualized control, or what neuroscientists call automatic behavioral sequencing, the brain's way of turning repetition into religion. Dahmer's religion just happened to be darkness. By the end of this video, you'll be convinced that Dahmer unintentionally delivered a masterclass in discipline. Not the kind you want to copy, but the kind you'd better understand if you don't want your own routines to turn into cages. And before we dive deeper, tell me this in the comments. Do you think discipline is always a good thing, or can it cross the line into obsession? I'm genuinely curious where you draw that line, because after this breakdown, you might start rethinking what self-control really means. This isn't true crime for entertainment. This is a post-mortem on focus, control, and how a man who planned evil with military consistency can still teach us the psychology of habit gone wrong.
Not because I was angry with them, not because I hated them, but because I wanted to keep them with me.
So, what exactly did Dahmer teach, even if by accident? Let's be clear, we're not glorifying a serial killer. We're dissecting him like a psychology textbook wrapped in crime scene tape. Because behind every nightmare lies a blueprint, and Dahmer's blueprint was made of habit loops, environmental control, and an almost clinical level of focus. Psych overrides logic, empathy, or social connection. You keep going, not because it's right, but because it's routine. Think about it. Every productive system you've ever built, a gym routine, a writing schedule, meal prepping, even your morning scroll on X, follows the same neurological pattern. Cue, routine, reward. It's called the habit loop. Dahmer had that down to a science. Only his reward, the emotional muting, the I'll deal with it later syndrome. Dahmer is what happens when later never comes. His control wasn't chaos, it was precision. His focus wasn't mania, it was sustained attention disorder. Yes, that's a real term. It's when focus exists without moral filtering. It's pure cognitive horsepower running without brakes. Ever wonder why some people get addicted to the routine itself? That's process addiction, when the doing becomes the dopamine. The gym rat who hates rest days, the coder who forgets to eat, the artist who paints through heartbreak just to feel alive. Dahmer was that in the most horrifying possible way. He couldn't stop the process because the process became his identity. By now you probably see where this is going. You and Dahmer share a motherboard. Don't panic, it's the human brain. It doesn't care whether you're running a marathon or running from consequences. It rewards repetition, it craves structure. That's why both discipline and destruction follow the same neurological script. The trick is what you attach to it. Meaning is, it's the reason Navy SEALs make their beds and writers drink the same brand of coffee every day. It's psychological priming. When your brain knows what's coming, it stops wasting calories deciding. That's called cognitive offloading, by the way. It's like setting your mind on autopilot, but only towards tried to control everything and ended up controlled by everything. Control is healthy only when it's directional, not total. Meaning, control your inputs, not the entire world. You can control your routine, your reactions, your environment, your snacks, but not your boss, your partner, or traffic on I-95. Learn the difference and you're already 90% happier than most Americans before coffee. Control is the steering wheel, not the handbrake. Now, what does all this get you? The same thing every therapist, monk, and overcaffeinated YouTube productivity coach keeps screaming about: clarity. You use structure so your brain can chill. You use repetition so skill